Hey guys, I saw so many people were in here. Dangerous Freedom and I were sitting here talking, and we saw all you people in here. So, DM, I did come on early. So, yes, I came on about 4 or 5 minutes early, but at least I didn't leave y'all sitting there all by yourself. I know you were probably talking to each other, but I thought that maybe Dangerous Deplorables might want to jump in and get in on those hellos like Miss Mary and all of you in the chat.
Excellent to have you all here. Alex, thank you. And we didn't expect you to shut down early, but hey, we appreciate it. Thank you very much, brother. And thank you for being here. And thank you for being part of our family.
Amen to that. Thank you, Alex. Always.
Very
And God bless you on your journey to Virginia.
good.
And I hope it is a success and you achieve all that you hope to do.
I'm praying for Virginia, and I'm praying for our country more than anything, because if this happens in Virginia, I don't even want to think about what's coming next.
Yeah, you never can tell, Ron. You just never can tell. Uh, there's so many powder kegs right now around the world and in our country. I mean, right now is a very trying time for people who really think about what's actually going on.
Yep.
We've got all these sleeper cells here in America. You know, Iran's sleeper cells. We've got Iran themselves that are capable of sending missiles. We have our own governments like Virginia turning on their people.
Yeah.
You know,
that
you know, putting unconstitutional laws into effect. I mean, it's gotten so out of hand. It's everywhere.
In a world so violent, why are they trying so hard to disarm us? That is what I'm really trying to get. And I think I've got my ideas of what they're trying to do, but I don't know if it's pure stupidity or just pure power grab. And I'm thinking probably the latter.
It's a pure power grab, and that's what it's all about. Is power. That's what I was talking the other night on my video. I said I was talking about evil, and that's what evil people do. See, it's all about power. You know, they want to be in control. They want to be the one to make the decisions. They want to be the ones to do whatever it is that is the harshest against a conservative. I'm not going to say the Republicans, but they do that too. But I consider myself a conservative American patriot. You know, I'm just happened that President Trump is running as a Republican, so I vote Republican. But I'm an American conservative patriot. First of all, I'm a constitutionalist, and I think we should, I believe in federalism. But we need to get on through here before I get started. I love it when we get to talking right off the bat. It means it's probably going to be a good show. But I want to thank everybody for coming. We've got 20 people in here, which is a success on a Sunday night. Thank you so much. And my PayPal will be somewhere in the chat or somewhere in the link below after this thing is posted on YouTube.
I'm sure DM can be on that. Will you do that for us, Donna?
And if you'd like to contribute to my channel to help me grow, it'd be greatly appreciated. And while I'm sitting here talking about growing, Dangerous to Freedom, and I know that we're barking out on a limb that's not very strong, and we're trying to start a second channel. A lot of people have tried it, and it hasn't went as well as they expected. So, but we're going to try it too, just to say we did. Right now we got like I don't know, 44, 48 subscribers. We're almost halfway to 100. So we get to 100, we're going to start doing some of these shows on that channel, and it'll be Dangerous Deplorables. So jump over there. I'm sure Ron or somebody will put that link in the chat.
I'm good.
And subscribe if you aren't already.
Well, if you don't know how to go check out a channel, once they drop their name in the chat, you can just click on that little three dots, and it'll take you over their channel. And
or all you got to do is or check on their picture if it shows that. Yeah, it's really easy. But I got to give some shout outs. I'm going to give myself a shout out for Sunday mornings. I had a Bible study this morning at 11 a.m. I do that every Sunday morning. So, Disabled Vets Perspective in the evening on Sunday. He comes live at 7 p.m. And I usually go live right after Alex. And then we have Pete the Patriot. He comes on a lot. And I mean, I love Pete. I can't keep up with him all the time. That's why I have that bell icon hit. So anyway, I do know that Pete comes on at 2:00 on Friday, and we come on Dangerous Deplorables at 3:00 on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. Wednesday night, I usually do a live stream, but this Wednesday night we're going to have a special edition.
Yeah.
We're going to have a special edition Dangerous Deplorable show, and we're going to have our good friend Major Mayhem, who is tactical technician. So that's going to be a great show. I'll tell you, if you don't know Tactical Tech, go over there and check him out. He's got some good shooting videos. He's already got a plan. He's got everything planned out for what he's going to do in the next several weeks. He's going to teach you how to build a shelter. He's going to teach you how to store food, how to purify water. He's going to teach you how to shoot. He's going to, he's going to go through a lot of stuff. So check out Tactical Technician. I guarantee you, you'll love his show, and he needs to grow.
Yeah, so, he's still under a 300, I believe.
So I think this guy.
We can get him.
California Critic. Support that guy. California Critic is another.
Yeah,
he's great.
He must have had to go to bed.
Of course, we have to always remember American Joe. We can never forget American Joe. No. American Joe, even though he's grown like none of us have in the Patriot family, he has grown, and he deserves everything he's gotten. But he still has time to come into our chats and into our live streams and make himself known, which is very kind of somebody who has to be extremely busy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, I'm busy all the time, and I barely have 1,400 subs. He's got 61,000.
I know. Wow.
So yeah, it's fantastic. And I want to give American Joe, a big hand. He deserves it.
I'm glad I'm one of those.
That's right. I was there when he was like under 1,000. So yeah.
I remember that too.
Yeah. And then of course we have DM and History V on Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Can't forget them. Tony Patriot, I almost skipped him, is on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. and other times too. I think he has a Grow channel on Monday and Tuesday at noon, if I'm not mistaken. At least he was last month. So I don't know for sure. Then we've got our brother in Jacksonville, Florida, Big Jim at Knight's Armory.
Yes, sir.
We always have to remember Big Jim. He comes on Saturday nights a lot around 10 p.m. Is that right, Ron? After B
on lately, but normally he'll do Saturday and he'll do Friday night or Saturday nights.
Right.
And
after DM and B.
Yeah. And
which is about 10 o'clock.
And if you're lucky enough or early enough to catch him, he does a lot of times. He'll do a Saturday and Sunday morning, like an hour long.
I checked him this morning and he didn't. I missed him.
No, he's been busy. We've all been busy.
Oh, I know.
I'll be honest with you. I've had a 2-week vacation, y'all. I haven't had to go to work in 2 weeks. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever had, except when I was injured and was out for 3 months.
He's already sorried away in 2 weeks. He's just sorried away. But he's getting back into his sleeping mode and everything.
Yeah, working on it.
He's getting ready to go back to work. When? Tomorrow, right? Go back tomorrow.
Oh, man. Ugh.
Well, keep your nose to the grindstone and work
Hey,
hard every day. That's all
you
you
know,
can do.
that's the way I live my life, though. It's like when I go to work, I think about work, and I do my work, and I do it well, and I always get advanced quickly. But when I leave that parking lot, I'm on my own time. I leave work at work. I don't bring that stuff home with me. I don't think I could be in a job unless I owned it. If I own the company, then I would definitely bring my work home with me. But
Oh, you'd sleep on the couch. What are you talking about? All right, but let's get back on track. We got to remember Florida Jim. Florida Jim is a great guy. Check him out. Just go in there and hit the bell icon for all these people. And that way you know when they're going live, because I'll be honest with you, there's so many that I can't keep track of all the times. American Warhorse, you got to check him out. He's a great guy. And of course, I mentioned Dangerous Deplorables. Go to that channel and subscribe. Help us get to 100, and we'll start posting more stuff over there. And now, Ron, if you would, I know you've got some shout outs you wanted to give.
oh well, yeah, yeah, you got most of them just in your plug.
No, come on.
We've got some new people. Leonard Duke. I don't think I've seen you here before, but I'm glad you made it. Eric, hello, my 3% brother. Duke Raoul, DM. Don't know. Hey, Benny, great to always see you. Linda, yeah. Oh, Ashley, hello, honey. Effie loves America. It's so good to see you. Margot,
Battery addiction.
we got battery addiction in here. Oh, I'm still scrolling. Holy crap. My computer's starting to go crazy. Oh, hey, battery addiction propis.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, Coltred. We saw you this morning too at the Bible study. That was very nice to see you there.
Yeah. Thank
And
everybody that came.
oh, I always do. I mean, I really Timber and Timber Lab. Now she's a new one that we had. I mean, I hadn't met her before this morning, but that's great that we're bringing people into the fold, so to speak. But we're pretty much in the same fold already. It's just sometimes people are further into the fold than others, and we got to help. But anybody that wants to come to our fold, we'll let you in.
Yeah. I mean, there's no requirement other than to be
A patriot.
a patriot.
Yeah, even if you're a beginning patriot, and
I mean, hopefully you're a God-loving American patriot, but if you're not, hang around us. You will be pretty soon, or you'll be gone. That's one thing about it. Even if they wanted to infiltrate us, and to just to cause trouble, because that's what they do, is cause trouble, because they're evil. I talk about that all the time, how evil these demon rats are. So they're going to come in as your friend, and they can't stay long, because it's just more than they can take. These liberal libtards are such snowflakes. They can't handle being around people like you or me, Ron.
Yeah.
And Manny, American Warhorse, or
pretty much anybody with a different
anybody that's in here. Yeah.
anybody with a different opinion than them, you're automatically a racist. I mean, I don't get it.
Oh yeah, you're a racist. You're a bigot, a misogynist. Yeah.
Yeah, they've worn that term out. I mean, you call a person racist now, and they just like look at you like whatever. It's just, who cares, you know? You can worn it out.
But that's what we are. You see, and we're an association. You have to understand. Just because we believe in our president, we believe in the Constitution. We believe in the American way and the American way of life. We're evil. See, how do they turn everything that they're doing on us? For every evil they accuse us of, they're the one doing it. Not even to mention the abortion issue.
Okay, just to go back to the first one, and that's called deflection. and they've become masters at it. And it seems like
Yeah.
they have enough people that are fooled into believing what they're spewing. And I mean, half the country is like totally awake or pretty close to totally awake, and there's still a half that's like they're still slowly waking up. Believe it or not, that halfway mark is slowly going more towards common sense. Although the media and a lot of these other places will tell you differently, but you know what? They could tell me that rainbow unicorns came down and pooped out gold bars, and so now our national debt is paid off. It's not going to happen. You can't. Don't pee on my back and tell me it's raining. All right,
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah.
sorry, I went off on a tangent on that one.
No, that wasn't too bad. You did pretty good. Yeah, you're doing really well, Ron. Uh, DM hasn't had to get on to you yet.
I know, right? I almost slipped too. Almost.
That's okay, brother. Um, we are for an over 18 crowd, so let's just leave it at that. But we don't want to, we're not going to be vulgar, so we don't have to worry about our language. We're going to do just fine. Um, do you have anything you want to start with tonight, or you want me to start?
I did want to say hello to Raymundo11. He's new in the chat. I guess American Joe sent him our way.
All right.
Yeah, very cool. Nice to
Very
have.
cool.
Okay. Oh, geez, I've got a few topics. Okay, you guys in the chat, do you want us to talk about Iran, or do you want us to talk about miscellaneous crap? Anything?
Or do y'all have a topic? We've got 27 people in here right now.
Okay,
and I'm sure that at least a couple of Charity thank you for being here, sweetie. Thank you. Battery Addiction, Jeff B, always DM Demond, and Ramundo11. Yeah, thank y'all guys for being here. Effie Loves America and Duke Raw, Disabled Vets Perspective. Thank you guys. It really means a lot. It means a lot that you take time out of your night to come spend with us for a little while. Because a lot of times, Dangerous Deplorables we don't have a platform. I don't have a script. So it's off the cuff. Pretty much, we may have a topic or two to talk about. But we're here as well to participate with y'all. If you have a topic that you want to talk about. So
lights.
The 12A, yeah, the lights went out in Georgia. Oh, in Iran. Okay.
Yeah, Iran.
I was just thinking the song when he said that. But yeah. All right. The lights went out in Iran.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all heard. I know.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you.
Friday night, we were discussing about the fire department that took the selfie in front of a burning house, and you were like, well, maybe it was a controlled burn, and or maybe it was engulfed, as you said, and it was not safe for them to enter. And
that was the only simple conclusion that you and I could come up with.
So it turns out that house actually was owned, and there were people, they were renovating it so he could take care of his elderly Alzheimer's disease mother.
Right.
And it burnt down, and then they took that picture. So yeah, he's pretty PO'd.
Okay. Now, just because you went through that really quick, there was a picture taken of what, 20 firemen, was it?
18.
18 firemen standing in front of a fully engulfed house with flames coming through the ceiling, the roof.
Yep.
Right. And they took a selfie because somebody was retiring. Is that right?
Yep. That's the
story. One of the guys were retiring, so they took time out of their firefighting duties to take a selfie in front of a fully engulfed house. So
it's not a good look.
It doesn't sound like they used good common sense thinking when they did that. They probably should have thought that through a little bit more. I'm not saying that it was totally wrong. I don't know what their situation was. That's for That's for human resources and the fire department or a court to decide.
Well, in a
Uh,
sense, in a sense, Bobby, it's pretty much just a sign of where our society is going.
you're
You know,
right.
here these people are there as first responders to help with any, not the threat. The police are there to stop with the threat, but they've
Yeah.
got one job to do, and that's to try and save lives and save property. And here they are taking a selfie, and what I'm saying is everybody's getting into that same habit. How many times do you see it? Not only on the road, but even when I'm at work. It's like you're walking across a parking lot and these people are just at their phone. Nobody takes the time to look up and look around. They're just on their phone all the time, anytime they get a chance. And that is a scary thing. And that is what I think that's what's dumbing down the majority of our population. They're like cattle.
Ron,
Come here and take this.
it, Ron, it all started way back yonder. Uh, but the time that I remember was when they first came in with the home PC.
Kind.
When everybody had a home uh, computer, every house had one. Just about everybody, all the kids, and that's where they started. They were stuck to the computer screen, or they were playing games.
About
You
25
know what
years.
I'm saying? And
About
so
20.
they were always had a screen in their face.
Mhm.
And so now they're grown. They're out there trying to get in the workforce, and here they are still with a screen in their face.
Mhm.
I mean, they are not. They are connected to society through a screen,
Yeah. And they believe most of what they see.
and most of these kids and these young people don't even have social skills. I
No.
mean, they're never around people. They're always got their face in a screen.
Yeah, you've seen it too. I think we've
Yeah,
probably all seen it. And I
I
mean,
mean,
sometimes we're
it's
guilty of it.
crazy.
The only
Well,
thing is I catch myself. If like say I'm walking to say I'm going out to lunch and I'm walking through the parking lot, I'll look at my phone long enough to hit whatever I need to hit, and then I go to my keys and I keep my situational awareness up. I mean, I'll look down at it, but it's almost like looking in a rear view mirror for me at this point. I'm like I'll look at the rear view mirror, then I'll look at the road, then I'll glance in my side mirrors, and then glance at the road, and then checking, like, and I do this like every few seconds. I'm usually
well, I drove an 18-wheeler for quite a long time,
yeah.
and you're supposed to check all your mirrors constantly. You're always looking at your mirrors, even though I had 7 or 8 mirrors on a couple of my trucks. I
Yeah, like
still had to look at every mirror of every few seconds. But yeah, you always got to look behind you.
well, how many
Uh,
mirrors did you have on yours? Usually they just got the two
one,
caps.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You had 8 mirrors on your rig.
Yeah.
Wow.
But then again, I drove New York City every week, and I had to be able to see all
Almost.
around me
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it was,
360.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was terrible, terrible every week. But it paid good. It paid very well. But I just couldn't do it anymore. New York City every week for 2 years was enough.
That's a good
Uh,
point, Margot. And you know what? A lot of teenagers can't handle that job anymore. I'm glad to say that mine can. In fact, right now they're helping moving rock over at my mom's house. Oh, in fact, they are home, so I might have to dip out for a few minutes. But no, I got my son into trade school early, and so that way he came out of high school with a job. All right, everybody, I'll be back in just a few minutes.
Not a problem, man. Go ahead. Yeah. Let's see right quick. Well, you just jumped up there. I was fixing to say something. To Donnie Newman. Um, Newman. That's right. Um, said I look up in the sky every morning to see if there's more chemtrails in California. I was seeing a lot of chemtrails here in Georgia for a while, but they've sort of disappeared. I haven't seen them lately. I know that a brother of mine, Liberty Smith, gets a lot of them in Oklahoma. So yeah, got to watch out for those chemtrails, no matter what you do. But I thought yeah, 8 mirrors. Yeah, that's pretty standard, Eric. Yeah. Uh, Hunts Point, you got it, brother. Yeah, you got it. Been there many times. But yeah, that's why I said it. Well, I didn't have an excess of mirrors, but it was my job to make sure that I could see them all the time, because a lot of times it's more important what's behind you than what's in front of you. Um, and that way you didn't have as many blind spots. And if you did, it was smaller. So you know what I'm talking about, Eric. But we're going to try, since he's not here. I got a couple of things that I screenshotted on my phone. So, okay, let's talk about this right quick. An atheist rights group wants the IRS to investigate a Miami church for hosting a Trump rally. Now, let me ask you a question, really seriously. Since when does an atheist right group have the authority or the means to get the IRS to start an investigation? I mean, something sounds a little funny here. It says when religious leaders and other evangelicals gathered January 3rd at a Miami area megachurch for the Trump 2020 campaign's first Evangelicals for Trump rally, they did so amid the threat of an IRS investigation of the congregation's tax exempt status. Okay, see, so just because they were going to do a Trump rally at this megachurch, they're already threatening. They're going to be sending the IRS and they're going to be looking at this. So President Donald Trump met with the group at the King Jesus International Ministry in suburban Miami. The apostolistic church, thought to be one of the largest Hispanic congregations in the United States, and is led by Pastor Maldonado. I can't say his first name, so we're just calling him Pastor Maldonado. When the event was announced by Donald Trump, the Freedom Campaign asked the federal tax agency to determine if hosting the rally on church grounds violates 501c and 3 exemption laws. This isn't going to be very long, guys. The exemption, which charitable education foundations, as well as churches and ministries, organizations, allow supporters to deduct 100% of their contributions from their taxes. And urging congregants to come to a political rally and hosting the political rally, King Jesus Ministry appears to have inappropriately used the organization's 501c. So all this boils down to is you cannot have a mixture of church and state. Have you ever heard of separation of church and state, Ron?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you see, they're really walking a fine line when they're doing this. It's pretty hard to have a Trump rally at a church, especially a mega church where there's thousands and thousands of people in the congregation. So if this, it's pretty hard to separate the church from politics right there.
Well, if you look at all of them, I mean, look at what the Pope is doing. You think he's separating church and state? No,
but he's a liberal Democrat. I mean, if he were voting, he would vote Democrat. Yeah.
So they're targeting conservatives. If they would have been holding a Hillary rally, do you think they would have lifted one eye? No, all right, go ahead.
See there, Ron? You pull it out every time. Dude, you hit it on the nail. You hit it on the nail.
Why do you think we're all here? We're all here because we're all pissed off Americans. At least most of us. I know some of us are more pissed than others, but I think most of us are pretty much on the same page. We know that.
See, that's why God brought us together, so I can be your tempering stone.
Yeah. Do I believe in our foundation, our Constitution? Absolutely. I'm a constitutionalist too. And do I believe in law and order? Yes, I do. They have taken the law part way too far to where It was supposed to be, if there's no victim, there's no crime. Now it's like over half of the laws on the book are making a criminal out of somebody that has done nothing to harm anybody. And that is our golden rule. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. So does that mean, we can't just go up behind a cop because he's doing 65 because he wants to speed through a red light? We can't pull him over and say, hey, you broke the law. You got to pay me now. It's just a revenue collection. All right. I'm going off tangent here, but y'all know where I stand. Everybody here, anybody that knows me, where I stand. I do appreciate law and order. Yes, I do. But only if it's respectful to everybody involved. When it's two-tiered, it's not respectful. Look at what they're trying to do to our president. I mean, I don't want to go on to the whole impeachment thing, but they're making false claims to try and get a third of the country maybe to side with them, and I don't even think they've got a third of the country. In the chat, how many people how much of the country do you think actually buy in to this impeachment crap? Honestly, would it be a quarter? You really think it's a half? I know it's not a half. I'd say maybe a quarter, maybe a third. What do you think, Bobby?
At least a third.
You think 30%? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you can always count on that. Pretty much.
They took the order. Yeah, Eric. They took the order away. Yeah.
Charity O says she's still here. She's listening. So good to have you here, Charity, and Linda Horner and Lan M.
It's
Fred Knott. Yeah, our BMG brother.
Fred.
Thank you for being here, brother. It's always good to see you and DM and Disabled Vets Perspective was in here.
Alex, I hope I'm not disappointing you, dude. I'm trying to keep the fight up.
We're going to keep the fight up, Alex. And I'll tell you what, brother, we are praying for you and all of our brothers who are going up to Virginia.
Yes.
My hat is off to you, and my prayers go out for you and your brothers making that trip. I can't go right now. I just can't physically go. But Ron lives in Arizona, which would be
that's a pretty good
really expensive for a working man to make a trip across the country. But he's got to work. And so we're not going to be able to make it, Alex. But
you know what?
You and American Joe and I believe Nice Armory's going. Is that right?
No.
He's not going.
Okay. He can't make it either.
But anyway, there's going to be a lot of American patriots going.
Absolutely.
And we all need to go and support them.
I hope they surround.
And as a matter of fact, tonight,
I hope they surround that building.
I'm going to make sure that we get off of here at 9 o'clock or a minute before because Douglas Ducote's got a show tonight that Alex was talking about that we all need to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to make sure we get off in time for Douglas Ducote to go live and not miss anything that he's got to say. So that's what we're going to do at the end of the show, but we still have 30 minutes. So, Ron, what do you have? I've been running my mouth, so let's see what you got.
It's like everything on the news stream is just, I ran this, I ran that. And, I just, I'm almost burnt out with the whole Iran thing. So,
I will say this about the Iran thing. Something is going to happen. I mean, I know that's a broad stroke with a broad brush. I know it is, but you got to look at it realistically. They're not going to just stand by and cyber attack us and let that be all they're going to do.
No,
after we took out their general, and then we went back Sunday and we took out 25 more rebels.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like we just
I believe American
hit them once, we hit them twice. And so they're going to retaliate. We don't know what it's going to be. It could be against Israel, or Israel could be attacking them as on a preemptive strike. It's really scary. So something's going to happen before we know anything else. Is all I'm saying. We're
Well,
not going to know anymore until something happens or it doesn't happen. It's just that simple. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And if it does, because we have no control over any of that. But they have control over a lot right here in our country, Ron. They could attack us with sleeper cells.
oh yeah, yeah.
And you know more about that than I do. But they've got them everywhere. So it's your turn, Ron.
Okay, so I'll just kind of play off of that. All right, so yes, we do know that the FBI has been tracking sleeper cells, and
True.
from what I've heard, all 50 states. Only last year there was one busted in New Mexico, which is right next door to me. I would figure it would be caught in like California, but God only knows how many sleeper cells they might have in California. I mean, they don't vet anything. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's proven by that arrest there in New Mexico last year you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
They found that the plan was to go from New Mexico to Atlanta. And Atlanta was going to be the target. So you see, even though they were in New Mexico, they were going to hit a major city
Mm-hmm.
1,000 miles away, or 1,300, 1,400 miles away. So they were going to drive across country with these boys. Remember the boys that they had there? And those boys, this was going to be their practice attack. And that was what the plan was. Of course, it was foiled.
Thank God. But but that just goes to show that's just one. It's like if you ever look at statistics, it's like say one gun gets through a TSA. I'm sorry,
TSA.
they pretty much can prove that 10 others passed by and got away. It's
just like drugs coming across the border.
Yeah. They send.
And the same thing with illegals. You catch one and 9 more get across.
Absolutely. Whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I just don't understand why so many people want more government in their lives, and they're voting for, oh yes, we need more people to take care of us. It's like, no, I don't want anybody to take care of me. I can do me fine. You can do, if you can't do you fine, then there's something wrong with you and you need to get help for that. But don't try and tell me that I've got to give up some of my stuff to help you out, because right now I'm already getting robbed.
Oh, Ron. Yeah. And so the last thing we need, and the last thing that's going to happen in this country, is socialism. It's not going to happen. It will not work. It will not happen. I mean, socialism has never worked, and millions of people have died because of socialism.
Every time.
Every time. And it's just a plain fact. It's not going to happen in America. It's not going to, it may get that bad, but it will never prevail. We may have to fight against it.
Oh, we have.
And there again, here we go right back to the, is it going to be a revolution? Is it going to be a civil war? Is it going to be a world war? We have 4 different wars looking at us right now. And one shot's all it's going to take, or one bomb, one bayonet, one whatever. And it all starts. It's just a matter of where's it going to start? Is it going to start in Virginia? Is it going to start nationwide? Is it going to start with sleeper cells? Is it going to start with bombs going off in Israel and in Iran and all over the Middle East? I mean, come on, I don't know. But it's a powder keg all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to be a doomsday guy, but the facts are the facts.
The facts are the facts. That's why we're preparing. I got that thing, and it's not just decoration, people. Trust me.
That's right. Yeah, that none of my weapons are decoration pieces. They may look good hanging here, but I'll tell you, brother, they're loaded.
And those tools are.
And one in the chamber. I mean, they're ready to go.
Yeah.
And plus I've got my handgun right here beside me as well.
Vault card are not to
Yeah,
be.
I've got my K-bar knives right here, and I've got my some guy by the name of Dangerous Freedom sent me a
Baton. Yep.
a baton, a metal baton for Christmas.
When you got to
So
crack them
yeah,
squirrels,
so now I got a metal baton as well.
in case you have to
So
crack one of them crazy squirrels over the head or something.
oh, I can see hanging all this stuff on my belt, man. I'll have to wear two belts. But yeah, uh, before we get away off the topic too much, we do need to remember Alex in our prayers
Waiting on that.
and all of the patriots. So go right ahead, Ron.
Oh, Donna's all wait till you see my knife, and I'm like, okay, I'm waiting. Let's see it.
If you got it with you, Donna, we'll send you a link and you can come
Yeah,
right
yeah.
in.
You want to come on, Donna? We'll bring you on. Or Manny. Manny, do you want to come on with us? We only got about 25 minutes left, but I mean, we're not above letting you guys on here with us.
Yeah, because I can't. We got somebody coming on right behind us. I think it's Joe.
Well, we got Joe and we've got Doug.
Yeah. Doug for sure is coming on at 9, so we got to be out of here by then.
Yeah. All right. So anyway,
she said she has to wait for B because they're going to get something going here, I guess.
oh,
Roger that, Dangerous. Let's go. So
okay.
Put the link in the chat.
Ashers.
American Warhorse, we're gonna bring you on if he can get this in the chat right quick. And so if you see Dangerous Freedom post, it should be the link. You got time to come on and we can talk for about 15 minutes, and then we're gonna have to get out of here and let Douglas Dakota take the airwaves. But well, now he says he's at work and he can wait. Okay. All right, then. But it's up to you, Manny. We got 15 minutes. If you want to jump in here, you feel free. He'll put the link in there anyway. It's in there. So if you want to come in, come in.
I've got to. I got to jump.
Well, there he is, right there.
Hey, man,
my brother.
So, anyways, yes.
See if he's in here. There he is.
But
hey, Manny.
Fred did buy her a 50 caliber.
Hey, Manny.
What's up, everybody?
All right.
Good to see you, brother. How you doing?
Now, be aware that I've got kind of a lousy connection, so it might drop. I managed to jury rig this thing again. Okay, so just be aware if I drop or if I sound like I'm, in the Twilight Zone someplace. Just bear with me. But
it's okay,
hi
brother.
to everybody hello to everybody in the chat. What's up, Dangerous? What's up, Bobby?
Good to see you.
Man, it's good. We're glad to see you always, brother. Always good to see you.
How's your New Year been, Manny?
Okay, so it's good to see.
Oh.
Well, there he went.
Oh, wow.
So
he wasn't kidding about that.
He's using his phone, and he's in the hospital, so he has all those thick walls, but that's okay. He might pop back in.
Well,
there he comes. He's back. He's back. There he is. He's in and out. He's like,
this is going to be a million laughs.
But that's the whole thing. This is an ad lib show. We go as it goes. So.
Well, I tell you what. I don't want to take up. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
If you can hear me.
You're good.
If you can hear me, here's what I want to do. I don't want to take up time fighting this thing. I want to tell you guys, thanks for having me on, but apparently I've got some kind of an issue here that I've got to try to resolve, but it won't be in time to finish up the show. I mean, unless you want me to try to stay.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Your voice is 5 by 5. It's 5, but your picture's a little shaky. But and then you go. So okay, right. Manny, whatever it takes, brother. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate that, brother. We always love to have Manny, and we like to have people on our show. So if you want to come on Dangerous Deplorable show, or if you want to come on one of my Wednesday or Friday night or shows, call me. But there we go. There's my phone number. Write that down. Feel free to call me. Shoot, we'll go over some stuff, and we'll have you on if you want to come on with Ron and I on Dangerous Deplorables. That'd be great. And if you don't, well, then you can come on my show. Either way you want to do it, or we can go on your show. So it's entirely up to you.
I remember.
So,
I remember when Donna and Kelly had us on. That was a fun time.
Yeah, and maybe Pete one day can have us back. He hasn't had us on together yet.
No, he hasn't. That would be interesting.
Yeah, Pete's a great guy. So we'll see if maybe we can't get that to happen. But there's the phone number. Feel free to call it. And I'm just going to leave it up there. We've got about 20 minutes left. And,
actually, Benny, Warhorse Manny, he actually lives in Virginia, so he's already right in the middle of that. He's right in the belly of the beast.
That's the whole thing. You never know what beast you're going to be in the belly of.
No.
Look at our patriots in California and the beast that they live in.
I'm telling you, I've got a good friend of mine over in California that he can't even get 15-round magazines. You got to have some kind of special permit or an FFL to get them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? I can buy them.
Capacity magazines.
I mean, I can buy them like ordering Chinese food. I can buy a 150-round magazine. Nobody's going to blink an eye at me.
My 9mm Smith & Wesson comes with a 12-round magazine.
Okay.
So, according to the Demon Rats and their laws, this is a high-capacity magazine. It's over 10 rounds.
Yep.
So, even my legal carry is illegal to an extent. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it makes no sense. I bought this gun that holds 12 rounds. That's what it holds. 13 if you want to put one in the chamber. But I think 13's an odd number. I don't want to do that.
Who doesn't put one in the chamber?
Exactly. The trigger is a safety.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it is. But yeah, so just because this gun was designed for a 12-round magazine, now my gun is illegal in some states.
Yeah. New York, I think, probably has about the same laws.
Yeah. So if I went to California, I couldn't carry that gun legally because it's high-capacity magazines. Anything over 10 rounds. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, come on now. Get in the chat with me.
All right. I was just looking at God Bless America. He's like, is there any truth to the Iranian sleeper cells on U.S. soil? Well, I don't know if you caught it earlier, but
right ahead.
The FBI has been tracking these cells. They haven't been able to bust too many, but they have busted a few, and they have foiled several of the terrorist plots. But if you don't think that we have these sleeper cells on U.S. soil, then you might need to go back and do some reflection. Because you remember Obama, when he was allowing all these people in, just come on in. They don't care. How many of them came across the southern border? How many illegals come across our southern border that don't get caught? How many thousand? 50,000?
Yeah.
Million? I mean, none of us really know. And how many are, from other countries? Some come from Africa, Somalia, Iran, Iraq, Syria.
Right.
If you think they're not here, I mean, we've got a Muslim congressperson. A Muslim.
Sure we do.
And she lives in an area close to one of my friends in Detroit. And he says he can get away with going in there because he's a mulatto. So they don't give him any beef. But man, it's like, it's whites not allowed. I don't know why we have no-go zones here in America. None of it should be like that.
Well, you can thank your beloved two-time president Hussein Obama. You can
Yeah.
thank him for that.
Well, I can
I
thank him.
mean, he brought in Muslims unvetted literally by the hundreds and thousands.
Get me started.
And he moved them into areas of Michigan and Minnesota. Just took over entire districts pretty much. Just moved them in. The white folks moved out. I was reading an article about that. Even the black folks moved out. A lot of them, and let them have it. So now they have a whole district. That's how you got Ilhan Omar in there from Minnesota. That's how you got Rashida Tlaib in Michigan, where your friend is. But then you have the governor of Minnesota, Ellison. He's also a Muslim. So now we have a governor that's Muslim. And that is all because of Barack Hussein Obama. It's all because of him. But the thing about it is we do have no-go zones in America. The cops will tell you, no, there's no-go zones. There are none. No, there are no-go zones in America. There's no-go zones in England, Germany, all across Europe. There's no-go zones.
Yeah.
Because Sharia law is the law of the land.
Yep.
You just don't go down those streets because you may never come out. It's just that simple. Sharia law is law right out of the Quran, and I don't care who you are, it's evil, evil, evil. It demeans women and it denounces homosexuality, but yet it provides for them to be homosexuals, and it's okay. It's crazy what they do and what they think in these places. So don't kid yourselves. We do have no-go zones.
In America, yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. If it wasn't from a very close friend of mine's mouth, they could show it on Fox News or CNN, and I'd be like, okay, yeah, maybe I'll believe it. Come on, do any of us actually watch the news and believe that what they're telling us is all the truth? I mean, we might get little kernels and nuggets, but you got to go back and look for it yourself. And sometimes you got to look hard, because sometimes they will bury it deep because they don't want the truth to be exposed.
Okay, I gotta stop you right there. I want to show this.
All right.
Eric Schnault.
Yep. 3%.
Last I looked, there were 23 terrorist training camps in America on government property protected by our taxes at dangerous freedom. So you see here, that goes to show you right there. 23 terrorist training camps protected by our U.S. government. How about that? Are they training with our troops on the range? Come on. Why? I believe that 100%. I mean, I do. I mean, it's just outlandish enough to where, yeah, they would do that. We never know what the government's going to do. In just 3 years, Trump's trying to do a lot, but he's got 8 years of Obama and 8 years of Bush and Clinton to wash away. That's a lot of dirt.
A lot.
That's a lot of swamp. So people say, well, why hasn't President Trump already done this? And why hasn't he already put Hillary in jail?
He's not a dictator.
I don't know.
Granted, if he was a dictator, he probably could have gotten all those things done. But then, we just don't have a society like that. Although the Democrats are really pushing towards it, they just don't want a Republican to be in that office when they decide to make that final vote. Yes, you have executive power. You do whatever you want, because if they control all 3 states of our Senate and our House, of our judiciary, all of them, then we're all screwed. And they've got components in each of them. We've seen it right now. They got the Congress. So, like idiots, they're just making stuff up to try and impeach a president that the majority of America voted for. So they're basically telling not only Trump, you're not good enough, they're telling all of us, we're not good enough.
Well, of course, and it started way back. Hillary called us a basket of deplorables and irredeemable.
And it's still,
and it still fits to this day. I
We
wear
are
that banner. I wear that banner proudly. I
we're
don't mind being
deplorable.
called deplorable at all.
No,
I wear it as a badge of honor.
to the people in the chat, we all know we're not deplorable. We're not expendable.
That's right. We're not. Each one of us is of value to America.
You know what? Just the people in this chat, I've followed some of their channels. There are a lot of people in here that are preparing in different ways. I mean, I prepare in my ways, you prepare in your ways, they prepare in their ways. I'm telling you, I mean, if it came down to literal SHTF, I think a lot of the people in this chat would probably survive because we've got wits. We've got our wits about us. And we can look at a problem and figure it out and either solve it or end it.
Well, Donnie Newman said something and that I totally agree with. And she says, thanks to Obama's Fast and Furious, he armed the cartels in Mexico
And
who have infiltrated California.
Yep.
So you see, there you go again.
Exactly.
Obama's legacy continues on as we speak in California.
For all we know, half of South, let me get that hairball out of my throat. For all we know, half of Southern California is all radicalized. I mean, you see them as Democrats. I mean, either they're so dumb they can't even answer a simple constitutional question, or they think socialism is the answer, and the other half they're hiding in the wings because they're the ones that are arming up and preparing.
I don't know who she's talking to, but I believe American. She's had this to say. She said, "It would be awesome if we lived close to each other. We would be unstoppable." Well, I got news for you, my brothers and sisters.
I believe
the two guys you see on this screen right here, we're 2,000 miles apart.
Yep.
But I guarantee you, if, as you say, the SHTF, I'm headed to Arizona.
I think we'll probably end up meeting in Texas because there's no way I'm heading north because I hate the cold. And I know Texas gets cold, and I know they've got tornadoes and hurricanes and everything, but I'd rather, I mean, if we had to, if it came down to a scenario to where I had to leave my own state, which I love my state, and I know this area like the back of my hand, dude. This would be the area I patrol. I'm not leaving my 10-mile radius because I own my 10-mile radius. And I think there's enough conservatives in my area. I mean, most of my neighbors own guns and they fly American flags. I mean, so I'm not too sweating that situation, but there's a lot of people that live in areas like in the middle of New York City or in the middle of a liberal town or courtship or county or whatever case may be. And like the people in Richmond, Virginia. I mean, how many patriots do you think there are in Richmond, Virginia right now that are just at their wits' end, pulling their hair out, loading their magazines, going, they're going to have to come and take them. How many people in Richmond do you think are like that?
Well, it really depends. Either way, in just Virginia itself, I mean, it's almost all red. You've got little blue spots here and there, and these people are all going to be sequestered away from each other. They're all surrounded by patriotic sheriffs who say they will not abide by unconstitutional laws against the Second Amendment. Plain and simple. So there we go again. We're right back to the powder keg. Is it going to be Virginia? Is it going to be sleeper cells in America? Is it going to be Israel or Iran or some other Middle Eastern country? Or is Russia and China going to get involved? See, it just blows and blows and grows and grows and escalates until it's not worth thinking about, really, because all you're doing is speculating until something happens. Now, when something happens, to be honest with you, when the shit hits the fan, it's going to be hitting the fan hard. It's going to splatter in a lot of directions.
Yeah, you better hope you got your ghillie suit out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's going to happen. We just don't know when, where, or how. And so that's why I'd love just to shut my mouth and not even think about it until it happens. But then again, we love America, so we have to speculate in our minds what outcomes might we be facing. And we have to be just honest about what we might literally be facing. We could face a civil war. We could face a revolutionary war.
Yeah.
We could face terrorist sleeper cells from within America.
Yeah.
We could face bombs. We could face Israel and Iran shooting nukes at each other. And the first nuke goes off, everybody shoots nukes. We all, everybody dies.
Yeah.
Or at least those who don't die suffer.
Mutually assured destruction.
Yeah. So, it's what are we going to do? Is this the turning point for America, for the world? Is this what it is? Or is it just going to be glossed over and go away like Hillary's emails?
I don't think it's going to be. I don't think that's going to be capable of happening. Not with how far they stretch it. They've been America, to be honest with you, as a country, we have done very well. We very well can be successful, but the people that have been put in charge of this country have not been good shepherds or anything like that. They have been steering a majority of the country wrong, and the other half of us, we've been yelling for years and even decades, what are you doing? Stop doing this. But they always just kind of quiet our voices down.
I want to read that for you. This is from Nick the Nurse. The good news is I'm originally from Los Angeles, and I woke up in 2008. I'm a Trump-loving, Constitution-following, God-fearing, gun-toting deplorable, and we're the silent majority Trump 2020. Thank you so much. I couldn't agree more. Thank you for that. And but yeah, we're going to get through this tonight. We got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So I want y'all to remember Wednesday night, we're going to have a special edition of Dangerous Deplorables Wednesday night on Deplorable Bobby channel. And we're going to have the Tactical Technician. Major Mayhem is his handle. So we're going to have Tactical Technician Wednesday night. And I guarantee you that will be a great show. Yeah. So show up Wednesday night, and we'll be greatly appreciative of that. And then Friday at 3 p.m., we'll be going live on Deplorable Bobby as Dangerous Deplorables at 3 p.m. after Beat the Patriot.
Yep.
He comes on at 2. We'll come on at 3. Or if he goes over or if he runs short, we'll deal with it that way. We'll either come on early or we'll wait a couple of minutes until he gets his thoughts out.
Yeah.
So everything's good. We're all friends. That's what we try to do. We got 1 minute. I want you to go to Douglas Ducote right now and go check this out. He's supposed to have some really good information for all of us. So jump over there. Thank all of you for coming. I love you and God bless. Ron, do you want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
All right. We'll see y'all later, guys. Thank you for coming. We enjoyed it. We're glad you hung out with us.
Jim, I'll see you over at I'll see you over at Joe's.
All right. Love you guys. See you later.
Go follow Joe.